But what do you think of the Aussie Open coming up? Because in terms of British tennis, it's not looking good, is it?
It's looking a bit grim at the moment, isn't it?
It's looking dreadful. I mean, Andy Murray not looking good. His hip problems still continue. Carl Edmund he's not exactly been getting far advanced in these warm-up tournaments, and then Joanna Konta had to pull out of the Sydney tournament.
With a neck injury.
Yeah,
so Watson's lost in the Hobart qualifying this morning. A tournament.
Who's Heather Watson? You see what I mean?
Yeah. Olympic silver medalist in doubles with Andy Murray.
That was Laura Robson, but never mind, Kyle.
Where is Laura? Where is Laura Robson?
Stupid tennis.
Like next best thing.
Well,
this is the thing with British players. Laura Robson, for example, she was at the top of her game 2012, winning that silver medal in the mix with Andy Murray. She'd done so well at the US Open, and then the wrist problems came. She had surgery, and she's proved that she just couldn't get back. And I think that's the case for Andy Murray. I think the severity of his hip problems are, they're not great. But I think the one thing that we can take from it is that he's actually back playing tennis. Yeah, a journalist wrote on Twitter the other day saying he saw Andy Murray train, and he said that other players who had hip problems wouldn't even dare go back on the court. And he said that's the difference between Andy Murray and a lower-ranked player. Murray actually wants to get back when others think, I've had it, it's over.
You just get a new hip. Undertaker, just get a new hip.
If I can come back from that Laura Robson, Heather Watson humiliation.
You can't. Put the mic on mute.
I think kind of the problem with Murray, from a fan's point of view, in terms of our perception of him, is that when he started winning Grand Slams, which I remember watching him win the US.
2 a.m. on a Monday night.
Yeah, the US Open and the Australian Open used to be, an excuse other than drinking to be up really late and up really early. But when we saw him win Wimbledon, it was just an incredible moment. But I think we then thought, as British fans, like Andy Murray's he's gonna be winning Grand Slams like gangbusters. He's going to be a next Federer. He's going to be the next Djokovic. He's just going to start winning everything because that's what we were used to. We were used to seeing Nadal, Federer, Djokovic just winning tournament after tournament after tournament. But the problem is the difference in when they started. Andy Murray got kind of late to the party in this. In that, how old was Federer when he first won a Grand Slam? He was in his early 20s, I think.
That's a good question.
The same with Nadal. The same, Djokovic was 24, 25?
Well, how old is he?
2008 Australian Open.
Yeah.
First one.
So that was
that is incredible.
That was 11 years ago, yeah.
Whereas Murray was in his late 20s to his early 30s before he really started winning things.
Tennis is getting older,
and then
tennis is getting older. I think if you're on the older end of the spectrum, you've got the experience. You know what it takes. I don't know. Roger Federer being the best example of the lot.
Is tennis getting older, or are the dominant figures in it just getting older? And now we're seeing younger guys coming up who are eyeing Roger, thinking, you know what, I want what you have.
But have you noticed how we've said this for years? Dimitrov has done nothing. Baby fed. I don't know where that came from.
Who came up with that?
I don't know. I mean, he won the ATP finals in 2017, and then it was kind of like, right, let's see what happens. Nothing happened.
All he's done is date Maria Sharapova and date Nicole Scherzinger.
J-Lo.
And J-Lo, and that's around it.
He's done all right, actually, in terms of...
Are you honestly trying to...
He's won 2 Grand Slams for that, I think.
Are you honestly trying to suggest that dating Maria Sharapova and Nicole Scherzinger is nothing?
No, I said it's good. It's worth 2 Grand Slams in its own.
That's all he's done.
But anyway, looking at it, how far do you think Murray can actually go? First round, second round, what do you think?
Do you know what? I think if it was...
Do you think he'll even play?
I think he will play. I think if it was best of 3, I'd give him the edge in a first round.
But he can't do 5 sets.
I don't think he'll last over 5 sets.
I reckon
and the heat
skip
as
the
well.
French.
Well, they've got the new heat rule in place this year, which is good.
10-minute break, was it? Or something like that?
Something like that, yeah. So that'll come into play, if it's too hot. But I don't think Murray will last 5 sets.
That's a shame. I think when we look at the other players as well, Novak Djokovic, well, he ended the season well, even though he didn't win the finals and Paris, but he's proven that he's done exactly what Nadal and Federer have done, which was overcome an injury or that setback of not winning titles for a while and then actually being back at the top of his game. He's ended the season as world number 1. Kara, do you think Djokovic is the favourite? Federer said it in a press conference the other day.
I think there are 2 favourites for the men's title, and that is Roger Federer and Novak Djokovic, because both have won it 6 times. Both will be trying to look to win it for a 7th time. But I'm going to give the edge to Roger Federer just because...
Because you love him.
No, because he's won it the last 2 years in a row, and I want to see him do the hat-trick.
That would be it.
But what would be interesting, the draw for the Australian Open comes out very soon, and I'm hoping that they get Roger Federer and Novak Djokovic are drawn in opposite halves, because that means if they both get to the final, that is when it's going to... I think that would be the best match at the tournament.
It would be...
To see both of them
You know what annoys me, though? Who is Federer's biggest bogey?
Ooh.
Novak Djokovic.
Yeah,
in my eyes, it always has been.
There are other threats as well.
Who could, Zverev?
Yeah.
Who?
I would personally love to see Zverev.
Russian, now German. Just pointing that out there. I would
love. Don't get me wrong. I would love to see
a young.
I served him lunch once.
Federer. You served Zverev lunch. All right, this is.
We'll talk about it afterwards.
We'll
talk about this bizarre turn of events afterwards. But I would love to see, as you mentioned, the amount of times they both won it. It would be great to see them, Federer going for a hat trick. But as much as I would love that, part of me is sick of watching.
Two of the best.
Federer v Djokovic, Federer v Nadal. Yes, they are two of the best.
You can make an exception.
They are
actually if it's at Wimbledon.
They are two. They are two of the best, undeniably. But we've been watching it for years.
But that's how good they are, though.
Longevity.
Yeah. You got to credit them for that at least.
I'm not trying to take anything away from them. I'm just saying I would like to see something new in the sport.
Okay. If we think outside the box, who do you think the 2 finalists could be instead of Federer, Djokovic, or Nadal? Go on. I know Zverev will be one of them.
I'm going to be controversial just because I want to see him do well. I want to say I would love to see Nick Kyrgios.
I was just going to say
in
Australia,
win.
No.
If every rally he seems to be trying to make the highlights reel. I think if he reined that in and actually played smart, he would win a Grand Slam.
He's just a younger version of Gael Monfils.
I just think Kyrgios is trying to be McEnroe 2.0.
I don't know what to think of that.
I kind of agree with you.
What's that, Joe?
I think with his antics side, he's just trying to be McEnroe 2.0 and make headlines. Screaming at the umpire and...
Oh, no one will ever...
swearing on
McEnroe won Grand Slams and did it.
Yeah.
So,
you cannot be serious. Well, on the Andy Murray thing, I fear that his career could be over.
Yeah, that's
he's had too many problems. He was out with a back injury not that long ago.
He had back surgery, I think.
Yeah. And then he's got his hip problems now, persistent on and off. I'm an Andy Murray fan, and I obviously have a soft spot for Nadal as well. A bit of a combination there, I suppose. But well, I think personally, my knowledge on tennis is not massive, but I have a bit of knowledge on it. I don't think you can really play the game properly with the hip problems. It's not going to allow you to manoeuvre that well into the serve.
I reckon
it's like with your knees. When your knees go, you obviously there's a lot of bending, there's a lot of sliding, there's a lot of moving about on the court. It's going to struggle. If it's his arm, obviously it's the power. It's not going to be the problem with the power. It's going to be the positioning and getting across the court. That's the problem for me.
I would personally. I don't want to see Andy Murray's career over, and I know earlier in the show I was saying is his career over? Maybe it should be over. But that's the thing. I don't want to see the guy's career over because I love the guy. He's been such an inspiration, I think, to the country. Great. The guy's not even 40 and he got a knighthood.
Yeah. I disagree with it, but
Which seems ridiculous to me. I mean, giving him a CBE would have been enough. And then, when he was like...
Or not OBE, which is other buggers' efforts, but...
When he was in, his 50s, you could have given him a knighthood then.
Yeah.
When it wasn't ridiculous that there is an actual knight competing on the ATP World Tour. But I would rather see him go out healthy, or rather healthy, than see him try and carry on and fall apart, which I think he is at risk of doing if he carries on for too long. He is going to do serious damage to his body. He's got problems with his knees, he's got problems with his back, he's got problems with his hips.
I think his back problems are sorted now.
He's just falling apart.
I think his back problems are sorted now.
I don't think it's his back problem. He got that sorted in 2016, I remember, and he won the final.
He had surgery.
I think he'll get a hip replacement by the end of the year.
Never the same after his surgery.
No. I mean, I think it is a sad case at the moment, but I would say let's look forward to Kyle Edmund, but he's not really doing anything either. He's not.
At the same time with Andy, though, it's Andy's
actually he's actually from Australia, Kyle Edmund. No, South Africa. So he's not really British. So, yeah.
And Andy has earned.
And neither's Conta. She's from Australia.
And Hungary.
Hungary, sorry.
Both.
Andy's earned the right to pretty much retire whenever he wants.
Yeah.
You know, he's given, because like I'm nearly 28, so I can remember when we had just Tim Henman. So having Andy Murray, you know, watching him win Wimbledon, things like that, it's been incredible. I just would rather see him retire healthy than see him absolutely destroy his body, which I think if he carries on, he's going to do.